Did Todd Chrisley start filming new reality show with kids already? Todd and Julie Chrisley of Chrisley Knows Best fame were recently freed from prison thanks to a presidential pardon. Since then, fans have been wondering what this means next for the couple, especially when it comes to their reality television career. Recently, Todd himself addressed the idea during a recent press conference. Todd Chrisley has been making headlines since his recent presidential pardon. Todd and his family became known to audiences through the USA Network reality show, Chrisley Knows Best. However, back in 2022, Todd and his wife Julie were convicted of various charges, including tax evasion and bank fraud. In early 2023, Todd arrived at federal prison camp in Pensacola to start a 12-year sentence. However, in May 2025, he and his wife Julie would see themselves released from behind bars, thanks to a presidential pardon from President Donald Trump. Todd and his daughter Savannah recently spoke at a press conference in Nashville on May 30 following his release. A video of the conference was later released by News Nation. While there, he addressed fan questions if he and his wife would be returning to reality television. Todd revealed he and his wife started filming literally the night that we got home, after being pardoned by President Trump. Savannah also shared that viewers will see the first time he and Mom see each other following their release. A new Lifetime series was previously announced for the Chrisley family. The publication previously announced on May 21 that Lifetime will debut a new docuseries revolving around the family. Savannah, as well as Chase, Grayson, Chloe, and nanny Faye Chrisley, were confirmed to be part of the project. Since the news of Todd and Julie's pardon, however, fans have been wondering if they would also join the show. Savannah continued, we had been filming. And we had just wrapped filming for all intents and purposes. And then we got the call that they had been pardoned. So we picked right back up. And we're excited because I think this new show is going to give people a look into the trial and things that we went through. And we're gonna set the record straight, put some documents out there. As noted by people, Savannah also talked about the show on the Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley podcast. At the time, the Chrisley family would come full circle and be able to move forward with our lives after her parents were pardoned. She also shared her hope to work with the Trump administration to expose the corruption because he has vowed to hold people accountable if there has been abuse and corruption to occur. She also hoped to work with some organizations, put bills in front of Congress, especially for women who are incarcerated. When Todd Chrisley walks into a room, you don't ask if there's a plan. You ask whose plan it is, how sparkly it is, and how much it costs. For fans of Chrisley Knows Best, the ever-curated glam life of Todd Chrisley seems like it sprang into being already fully formed, complete with designer blazers, witty comebacks, and a handful of children with perfect Southern accents. But if you ever wondered if Todd Chrisley started with kids already, like some reality TV zoos descending from Mount Prada, you wouldn't be alone. Let's imagine, for a moment, that Todd didn't become a father. Let's imagine he was born one. That's right. Picture it, Georgia, 1970-something. The delivery room is dimly lit. The air is tense. And suddenly, with a dramatic flair only fate could provide, a baby enters the world, not crying, not wailing, but directing. Baby Todd points to the nurse like he's issuing a command. Let's get these fluorescent lights dimmed, and someone bring me a silk swaddle. This cotton blend is knotted, honey. The doctor gasps. This baby, he's already parenting the staff. Thus, the legend begins. From the moment Todd took his first baby step, arguably into a pair of toddler loafers, he seemed ready for children. Not because he needed them, but because the world needed more people to keep in check. Discipline, structure, Southern charm, Todd had it all in his playpen, As a kindergartner, he was allegedly overheard saying, "These kids need schedules." And for the love of all things monogrammed, someone tell Madison her shoes don't match. By the third grade, Todd had a fully laminated morning routine chart for his classmates. Nap time, optional for others. Mandatory for those who dared disobey snack etiquette. So when Todd Chrisley eventually became a father in real life to Lindsay, Kyle, Savannah, Chase, and Grayson, it wasn't so much an evolution as it was a natural promotion. But here's the twist. Some say those kids were always part of his destiny, like a Southern fried Brady Bunch already waiting in the wings. There's even a tongue-in-cheek theory among fans. Todd didn't raise his children. They were born just to complete his storyline. But here's the twist. Some say those kids were always part of his destiny, like a Southern fried Brady Bunch already waiting in the wings. There's even a tongue-in-cheek theory among fans. Todd didn't raise his children. They were born just to complete his storyline. Just imagine it. Savannah appears at age 7, already sporting highlighter and a ponytail that could slice glass. Chase emerges with a mischievous grin, as if he just exited a time portal designed to test his father's patience. Oh, this one's gonna be a problem. Todd might have set upon first sight. But at least he's got good hair. It's easy to believe that Todd, with his strong opinions and even stronger skincare game, might have summoned the Chrisley kids from thin air like characters in a Southern sitcom. Each child perfectly cast. Each situation right for Todd's commentary. Like the universe said, this man needs an audience and a family to sass. But in truth, Todd's journey into fatherhood started the old-fashioned way. Marriage, babies, sleepless nights, and probably a whole lot of decorative pillows that no one was allowed to use. He wasn't always the glossy reality star we know today. He worked hard, climbed the ladder, made some missteps, and lived through both praise and scandal. But his parenting style, that's been consistent. Todd has always been an extra kind of dad. Extra involved, extra opinionated, extra fabulous. He doesn't just tell Chase to be careful. He installs a GPS app, schedules surprise inspections, and then critiques the boy's choice of belts. He doesn't merely advise Savannah on relationships. He interrogates the boyfriend, checks credit scores, and offers counseling over dinner while wearing Gucci. Grayson, the youngest, often looks at his dad the way most people look at instruction manuals. Useful, slightly overwhelming, but probably right in the end. Even Nanny Faye, Todd's mother, recognizes that her son's fathering style was, and always will be, a full-time production. Todd was bossy in the womb, she once joked. If he could have told me how to labor, he would have. What makes Todd Chrisley's brand of parenting so unforgettable isn't just the advice he doles out, it's the flair with which he delivers it. He's less father figure and more life coach with a matching pocket square. But there's a heart under the high standards. Beneath the zingers, the lectures, and the designer shoes, Todd is deeply invested in his kids' lives. He worries, he meddles, he hovers. But it's all rooted in love. A fierce, fabulous kind of love that only a Chrisley can give. So did Todd Chrisley start with kids already? Metaphorically, maybe. He was always ready for the stage of fatherhood, long before the cameras rolled. But literally, no, the Chrisley children didn't just appear from behind a curtain. They were born, raised, and shaped, sometimes molded, by a man who believes perfection is attainable with the right lighting and a firm lecture. And let's face it, the world is a little more entertaining for it. Because while most of us learn to parent one day at a time, Todd Chrisley approached fatherhood the way he approaches everything else, with a clipboard, a catchphrase, and a color palette. So maybe he didn't start with kids. But when he did get them, He acted like he had been rehearsing the role all along. And if parenting were a pageant, you better believe Todd Chrisley would have won Best in Show, Most Dramatic Monologue, and Sassiest Dad Alive, with a matching sash to prove it.